July 9th, 1850, Tabriz, Persia. An event occurred which finds its only parallel in the crucifixion of Christ 18 centuries earlier. Before a multitude of 10,000 people, a man called the Bab, the founder of a faith which had set all of Persia in turmoil, was publicly executed. It is estimated that within the 6 short years of his ministry, that he'd raised up 1 million followers. News of this event was spread throughout the world, and it so stirred the contemporary historians of the time that many of them set out for Persia to investigate the story for themselves. Who was this man called the Bab? And why did the combined powers of the civil and ecclesiastical leaders of Persia want to kill both him and his followers? Here are the words of a great thinker of the time.
This illustrious soul arose with such power that he shook the supports of the religion, of the morals, the conditions, the habits and the customs of Persia, and instituted new rules, new laws, and a new religion. Though the great personages of state, nearly all the clergy and the public men, arose to destroy and annihilate him, he alone withstood them and moved the whole of Persia. He imparted divine education to an unenlightened multitude and produced marvelous results on the thoughts, morals, customs, and conditions of the Persians.
The Bab's mission was to challenge the corruption of the government and the clergy of Persia, and to prepare the people of his time for the coming of a great universal teacher, Baha'u'llah, who would usher in an age of peace for all people of the world. It was for this mission that he gave his life.
Whom do you claim to be? And what is the message which you have brought?
To their questions, the Bab replied,
I am the promised one. I am the one whose name you have for 1,000 years invoked, at whose mention you have risen, whose advent you have longed to witness, and the hour of whose revelation you have prayed God to hasten. Verily I say, it is incumbent upon the peoples of both the East and the West to obey my word and to pledge allegiance to my person. I am the promised one.
O wayward generation, had you believed in me, every one of you would have followed the example of this youth, Anis Sanusi, who stood in rank above most of you, and willingly would have sacrificed himself in my path. The day will come when you will have recognized me. That day, I shall have ceased to be with you. Aga Jan Khani Khamse gave the command to fire.
Regiment 1, ready, fire! Regiment 2, ready, fire! Regiment 3, ready, fire! The very moment the shots were fired, a gale of exceptional severity arose and swept over the whole city. A whirlwind of dust of incredible density obscured the light of the sun, and this continued until dusk. The bodies were then taken and dumped unceremoniously by a moat outside the gates of the city. Soldiers guarded them through the night. On the morning following the day of the martyrdom, the Russian consul in Tabriz, accompanied by an artist, went to that spot and ordered that a sketch be made of the remains as they lay beside the moat. It was such a faithful portrait of the Bab. No bullet had struck his forehead, his cheeks, or his lips. A smile seemed to still be lingering upon his countenance. His body, however, had been severely mutilated. You could recognize the arms and head of his companion, who seemed to be holding him in his embrace.
nations, the fairest, the most gracious blessings, glorified is he whose footsteps have ennobled the spot whereon thou standest, who ordained thy seat, and who extolled thee in his tablet. How great is the potency of thy might, a might which has bewildered the souls of the favored ones of God and his messengers. Methinks I behold thee in my dreams upon thy glorious throne, attired in thy white raiment, crowned with thy golden crown, resplendent with the lights shining within thee and around thee, calling aloud in ringing tones, and raising thy voice between